Hey everybody, welcome to my channel algonexus. So today I am going to cover the loops in Java. So in this video I will teach what is loop. There are three types of loop and we will cover this for loop, while loop, do while loop. So let's start. So here definition of the loop are: loop is a feature in Java used to execute a particular part of code a number of times. Used to execute a particular part of code a number of times. So what does it mean? See, loop is a feature of Java, okay, used to execute a particular part of code a number of time. Okay, see, let me explain. So here is a code, okay, here is some particular code is written, okay, this is a code. The compiler want to execute this code. If compiler want to execute this code 10 times, okay, if compiler want to execute this code 10 times, so what, the programmer will not write this code. The program will not write this code 10 times here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 10 times. Okay, means I want to say that this code which is written by the programmer want to execute 10 times in a program, that compiler means sorry, that programmer will not write this 10 times code again. Means if you want to write this code 10 times, means want to execute by the compiler 10 times, so we will use the loop concept here. So this is how the loop will work. Okay, see what is here written: loop is a feature in Java, yes, used to execute a particular part of code a number of time. Means this code, if I want to run 10 times, so we will not, means we not have to write this code 10 times here. We will not have to write this code 10 times. To execute this code 10 times, this part of code 10 times, we will use this loop concept. Okay, see, here three loops are there. Here three loops are there. So for loop, so let's start with for loop, this second while loop, this third. Okay, here what will happen? For loop. For loop. See here what will happen in for loop. There is a syntax. We have, first of all, we have to write for, for. Okay, for. In curly bracket, we have to write some three thing. Okay, I will tell you later. Okay, and here curly bracket open, curly bracket close. Okay, so here this is a for loop, and curve bracket open and close, and after that in curly bracket we have to write the code. Okay, here what we have to do here we have to initialize a variable. Here we have to initialize a variable and also declare a variable. Let's consider if I initialize variable as int I and declare as 0, and in this middle of this we have to write the condition. We have to write the condition here. Let's consider I write I smaller than 4, and in this third here we have to write the increment or decrement, whatever we want to change the value of I here. Let's consider I right here increment. So see what will happen, how many times the code will run, means code will execute this, means how many times the code will execute this line of code, how many times. See how many times, this is a condition and this is increment or decrement and this is initialization and declaration. So first of all, what we have done, we declare as initialize I and given to declare as 0. See, first of all, what we have done, we initialize I and declare as 0. Okay. After that, what will happen? The first of all, what see after see compiler if jump to the for loop, first of all, he will jump on this initial and declaration of this code. First of all, he will jump to this. After initialize and declare that I variable, what will happen? He will jump to the condition state. He will jump to the conditional state. In conditional state, he will check the compiler will check the condition. If the condition is true, then after that only the compiler go in for compiler will go inside the this curly bracket to execute this line of code. Okay, see now currently what happened? Condition is true. The compiler go inside this curly bracket to execute this code. Okay, and here what happens? After that executed this code, here compiler will jump to the increment. After they execute this code, compiler will jump to the increment. Increment will be done by the compiler. Here what happened? I will become 1. After that what will happen? After increment, compiler will jump check the condition. Jump to check the condition. Okay. But just observe carefully here. Initialize and declaration will be done only one time, because at the starting of the for loop, the compiler first jump to the initialization and declaring. Here compiler will be jump only at only the one time the compiler will jump here. After initialization and declaration is done, initial and declaration is done, the compiler will not come back to in this stage. Okay, see, first of all it will declare as 0. After that what happened? 0. The compiler will jump to the condition. It will check the condition. Condition is true. Execute this line. After executing this line, after compiler will do increment, means jump to the this statement. What is here written? I plus plus. I plus plus mean I will become 0 to 1. And here 0 to 1 happened. After this, compiler will jump to the condition statement. Condition is again true because 2 is smaller than 4. Condition is true. It will jump to this line of code. This will execute it. After this will execution, this compiler will jump will here I plus plus. This statement. I plus plus, I will become 2. I will become 2 here. Okay. After that, what will happen? This statement done. The compiler will jump to the condition statement. Here, condition will be checked. 2 smaller than 4. Condition is true. Again, it will execute this line of code. And what happened? Again, it will jump to the this statement. Here, what will happen? Condition will be 3 here. After that, this statement over, the compiler will jump to the this condition statement. Compiler will jump to the conditional statement. After this conditional statement, here what will happen? Comparison will done. 3 smaller than 4. Condition is true. Again, compiler will execute this line of code. After that, after executing this line of code, the compiler will again jump to the statement which is I plus plus. I plus will become 4. Here, what will happen? 4 smaller than 4, the condition will fall. In this case, if the condition is false, the compiler will not go inside this curly bracket to execute the directly jump to the out of this loop. Okay. So here, what you understand, see, initially I was 0, then I plus plus 1, then I plus plus 2, I plus plus 3, I plus plus, it will become 4. Okay. Until I become 4, this statement works. But what's happened here? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, what's happened? Yeah, here see. Mm, See here what happened. First, I is equal to 0, condition is true. Here condition is true, here condition is true, here condition is true, but here what's happened? The condition is false. Means this line of code, execute how many times? 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, understand? Means this line of code, we does not need to write 4 times. If we want to execute this code 4 times, we will not write same line of code 4 times. Okay, we will not write same line of code 4 times. Directly we will use loop, in which what happened? Only single line of code, means the single that multiple number of code will run multiple number of time. So this is for loop. And the benefit of this for loop is to reduce the length of the code. So this is how the for loop work. Same as it is while loop also work, and same as it is the do while also work. Okay. First of all, I will implement this for loop with example, then while loop, do while loop, and at the end, I will give the difference between of these loops. Okay. See this for loop. Let's implement this for loop, and this is the syntax for the for loop. Okay. See, let's start the for loop. See, if I want to write system dot out dot print ln, let's write welcome to my algonexus. Welcome to my algonexus. See, if I run this code, what it will be written here? Welcome to my algonexus. Okay, welcome to my algonexus will be written in the terminal. Okay, see, but what happened if I run this program? The only one time it's run. If I want to run this code 10 times, okay, let's do one thing. I say Control C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, run this code. See, again it executed 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, 10 times it executed. But what will happen here? What we have done? Only one line. If I want to execute 10 times, I have written this code 10 times. So now in this, we will use loop concept. So only just we need to write the single line of code to execute 10 times. Okay, let's see. Let me comment this section. Okay, at down, let me write for loop. Okay, let's consider for loop. Let's initial and declare the variable int I is equal to 0, and let's give the condition I smaller than 10. This is a condition, because why we have taken this condition I smaller than 10, we have to execute this line of code 10 times. And why, if we can take this also I smaller than equal to 10, but what will happen? I is starting from 0. What does it mean? Starting from 0, and if I will become 10, here condition will be true, I greater than equal to 10, it is also equal. But let's count the number from 0 to 10. If we count the number from 0 to 10, it will become 11. Okay, so that's why I am taking here smaller than. So it 0 to 9, if we count the number from 0 to 9, it will execute 10 times. Okay, so after this, give the statement, I plus plus. Okay, and print this system.out.println welcome to my, sorry, not my, yeah, welcome to my algonexus. Okay, see, a single line of code. Now I will write 10 times with the help of loop. See, it executed. I think it's more than 10. Let calculate. Oh, it is not stopping. Why it is not stopping? I plus plus I equal to 0, and I should be yeah, let me check properly. I plus plus, yeah, what's happening here? Let me execute again. Yeah, it's see. Let's count. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, the same line of code is executed 10 times. If I want to execute this code 15 times, so what we will write here? I will write 15 times here, 1, 5, and now I will take 1 smaller than equal to 15, and here I will take 1. So what will happen? The I value start from 1 to 15, because here what the condition is given, I means if I consider I is equal to 15, 15 smaller than equal to 15. So here 15 times the code will execute. Let's count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. See, this is how the for loop work. This is how the for loop work. Okay. So see, let's take another example. What should I write here? Yeah, I will write. Yeah. I want to write the number from 1 to 15. I want to write the number from 1 to 50. So how we will write it? See, here, what should I do? Just I will print I. I will just print I. Just see 1 to 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. How it is possible? See, let's see how it is possible. I am just with the help of loop, I is 1, and what happened 15. I 1 to 15. We have to execute this same line of code to 1 to 15. But how the value is changing here? See, what is I? In first iteration, I is 1. Here 1 will read printed. After that, I plus plus. What the i's value become now? 2. Here, condition is 2. 2 will printed. I plus plus 3. 4 will printed. I plus plus 4. Means I plus plus 4. 4 will printed. I plus plus 5. 5 will printed. I plus plus 6. 6 will printed. So this is how it works. But if I want to write manually, so what? How it is possible to write? If I want to write this manually, then we have to write this code like that. Of many more. Okay, many more I have to write. And what we have to write here? Here we have to write 1, 2, 3 of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, manually I have to write. So then let's check. See, after completing for loop 1 to 15, 1 to 15 here, see 1, 2, 6. We can also print this manually, writing number of line of code, but it is for programmer, it is very difficult to write the means. It is very lengthy to write this code multiple line of code. So that's why we use the loop here. Understand how the loop is working? So this is how the for loop. Okay, just keep in mind, for loop we have to write these three statement in the bracket, and first in first statement we have to initialize and declare a variable, and in second statement the condition we have to write, and third statement we have to write the third statement, which is increment or decrement. Okay, we can write also 1 plus 2 here, not increment decrement. It will also work here. It will also work here. Okay, why it is giving error? Let's check. I plus 2. Oh, of course. See. No, it will not. We have to write I plus 2 and increment and decrement. The statement we have to write. Okay. Now, here let's see. In first statement, what is here? We have initial and declare it. We can only declare I if we before initialize the I. How it is possible? Let's consider if I initialize I here. Okay, I here, and declare inside this it will also work. Okay, it is also work. Let's see. 1 to 15 it has printed. So this is how the for loop work. Okay, so now let's jump to the while loop, how the while loop work. Okay, so let me write the while loop. While loop. Okay, so what is while loop? While loop is same as it is for loop, but the syntax is different and the statement is different. Okay, see what the syntax is. We have to write while, the curly, non curly bracket, this bracket, simple bracket, and we have to write here condition and curly bracket over. And here we have to write the condition here. So let's take the previous example. Okay, so see what's happened here. This is while loop, same as a for loop, but in the for loop we have to give the three statement. The three statement, first is initialize and declaring the variable, condition, and third statement increment and decrement statement. Okay, but here we have to give only one statement, which is condition. But how it will work? See, in this what happened, let's consider I smaller than 4. So this is a condition. But what is I? What is I? To use this I, to what to give the declare this I, first of all we need to initialize before the while loop I. Okay, because I, in variable I, it should be some variable, it should be some element, means it should be some value to check this condition. So in for loop what happened, we using initial and declaration in for loop. Okay, but in while loop there is only we are checking, means only we are checking the condition which is true or false. But here given the I, we should be initialize or declare before only. Okay, and see what will happen. This will line of execute this code. But what will happen here? What will happen here? See, let's check. I is equal to 0. Yes, 0 is true. It will execute it one time. Here, what happened? After executing this code, again it will jump to the condition. It will again jump to the condition. It will not jump here. Okay, jump to the condition. What here? I is 0. Again, it will run this second code. Again, this after executing this code, compiler will jump again condition. What will happen? I is 0. Again 0, 3. Again I is 0. Again I is 0. It's infinite time the loop will execute it. But in for loop, what happened here? What's happened? In for loop, we given the three statement. That last statement is increment and decrement statement. Okay, so in with the help of this, we can increment and decrement the ith condition. We can change the condition now. Okay, so here no increment decrement is there, but in here what will we will do here? What we will do here? See, inside this while loop, we will give the increment and decrement statement, whatever it might be. So now let's check the output. What will be the output now? Okay, see. First of all, we initialize. Okay, I is equal to 0. Let me take the white pen. I is equal to 0. Okay. After that, what will happen? The condition is true here. Here, condition is true. Okay. It will compile way execute this line of code. And at the end, what is there? I plus plus. I plus will be I is equal to 4. 1. Sorry, I is equal to 1. After executing this line of code, the compiler will jump to this condition statement. Here, I less than 4, condition is 2. Okay. It will execute this line of code. And again, I plus plus. What will happen? I become 2. After executing, the compiler jump to the other condition statement. Here, what will happen? 2 smaller than 4. Okay. And here, 2 smaller than 4. The condition will be true. Again, compiler will execute this line of code. And at the end, I plus plus, I will become 3. After this, compile again, jump to the condition statement. What is here? 3 smaller than 4, condition is 2. And what will happen? I will means execute, sorry, the compiler execute this line of code. Again, I plus plus, I will become 4. After 4. And what will happen? Compiler again, jump to the here. 4 smaller than 4? No, 4 will not smaller than 4. Means what will happen here? This line of code will not run. Directly compiler jump to the end of this, means out of this while loop. Okay, and let's see here how many times the our condition it's become true. I is equal to 0, the condition will true. I is equal to 1, the condition is true. Here also condition is true. At the 3, condition is true, but at the 4, condition will fall. So how many times this code run? 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it? So this is how while loop work. Let's implement this for while loop. Okay, I will create another one. Solution 1. Okay, here let's let's write the same one. Okay, if I want to write, see, if I want to write 1 2 3 4, so what will happen here? Let's initialize I is equal to 1, and here while loop I smaller than equal to, let's consider 15. I have to write the number from 1 to 15, and let's print it of what them system dot out dot println. What will happen here? I, okay, and after that, what we have to do? We have to increment the statement. See, it will run. Yes, 1 to 15. Let's check. Yeah, running 1 to 15. Actually, what is happening here? With the help of while loop, we are executing this line of code multiple of time. First of all, the while loop contain only the condition statements. So before while loop, we have to initially declare some variable and statement. Whatever the statement, increment, decrement, we have to write in the while loop, inside the while loop. Let's consider, if I did not give this increment decrement statement, what will happen? What will happen? See here, this line of code. See what will happen first. We have declared the and initialize I is equal to 1. Now the condition will be true here. 1 will print. There is no initial sorry, declaration, means increment and decrement statement inside this. There is no increment decrement. Again, what will happen? After the execution of code, compiler will jump to the while loop again. It will check the condition. 1 will be smaller than 1, again will be smaller than. So how many times it will work? How many times it will get executed? So let's check. See, it is executing number of time. See here, executing number of time. See, number of time. The number is 1 is executing. Number of unlimited time, infinite time. Okay. To stop this, so to stop this, the condition is we are using the condition here. So let's consider here I plus plus. Now compile it. Now it will execute it properly. Oof. Oh, wait. Let me. Okay. Now let's do compilation. See 1 to 15. So this is how the while loop is working. Okay. This is how while loop will work. Okay. So what is the difference? You got to know. And at the end, I will make a table. Difference between of these three both. And now let's jump to the third type of while loop. Sorry, third type of loop, which is do while loop. Do while loop. So let's write about the discuss about do while loop. What is do while loop? Do while loop. Okay, so as a name is here, do while loop. Okay, so what is going to know means what will happen here in do while loop. As a name is, why it is given that do while loop. See what's happened here. The syntax of the do while loop is, first of all we have to write do, means sorry, in small one do, and in curly bracket we have to write this statement what where we want to execute, and at the end we have to write while and condition, whatever the condition it will. This is how the do while work. But what is the difference in between while loop and do while loop? See here what happened in while loop. First the compiler check the condition, then it is allowed to execute this line of code. The first compiler check the condition, then it is allowed to execute this line of code. But what happened in do while loop? The compiler first run this code. Okay, compiler will first run this line of code, and after that, at the end, after executing this line of code, the compiler check the condition, and if the condition is true, again it will jump to the do while loop. Condition is true, again it will jump to the do while loop, means again it will execute this line of code. Got it? How the do while loop is working. And here also, first of all, we need to initial and declare as I or variable, initial and declare the variable, and at the end here we have to increment decrement this statement. So that is a main difference between while loop and do while loop. See in here while loop, the first of all the condition will be checked. If it is true, then only the compiler will go inside this code to execute this line of code. Okay, but in do while loop, first of all, this code will execute first. At the end, the condition will be checked. If the condition is true, then compiler will jump to again to execute this line of code. That is different. So let's execute. Okay, solution 2. Okay, see do while loop. Okay, here syntax is do. Okay, and we will write same system dot out dot println. Let's consider I, and here we will write while to check the condition. Condition will be we have to execute this code 15 of times, so we will write I smaller than equal to 15. Okay, and what will happen here? Why it is giving the error? Why it is giving the error? Okay, let me check later. And here what we have to do here, I plus plus. Here what is error? Why error is giving? So let's see here. Yeah, there should be no error. So why? There should be no error. So let's run the program. Oh, sorry, the silly mistake I am doing now. Okay, so okay. So see what will happen here? It will print 1 to 15. 1 to 15. Okay, see. It executes the same line of code 1 to 15 times. But how it is working? Here, first of all, the compiler run this code, and after that running this code, it check the condition. If the condition is true, again compiler will jump to the this to do in do statement. And after this complete the execution of do statement, the condition will be checked. If the condition will fall, then the compiler will do not go to the do statement, and it execute the further execution, which is written down to the do while loop. Got it? This is a loop, while loop, and do while loop in the loops in Java. Let's discuss about the difference between, means this is the revision part. Okay, difference between. Okay, let's take the difference one. Okay, let me draw one line properly. Let me make it properly here. Uh, First of all, for loop, while loop, and last is do while loop. Okay, the first of all, let's write the syntax properly here. Syntax for this, first of all, we have to write for loop, and here write initialize. First of all, we have to initialize here, condition here, and third statement here, and then line of code. In while loop, what will happen here? Syntax. In while loop, we have to write while, then condition will be checked here, then this line of code will run. In do while will what happen? Here we have to write do, then it will execute this line of code, and after that, this while loop work. We check the condition. Okay, now let's discuss the main difference. This is syntax. Okay, this was a syntax one. Okay, the second is here. The second is here we need three statement. Inside the for loop, we need three statement. Okay, this is first, this is second, this is third. Okay, in while loop, we need only one statement to check the condition. Okay, in do while loop, here also we need one statement to check the condition. And what is third difference is that? What will be the third difference here? Okay, the third difference is that first it will check the condition, then execute what? Execute the code. Okay, first here condition will be checked, then it will execute the code. Okay, understand? Okay, let me copy this same, because in while loop also what happened? Wait a minute. Okay, let me copy this. What happened here? Arey yaar, what the hell? Let me copy it properly. Okay, in same in the while loop also, what's happened? First it will check the condition, then it allow the compiler to execute the code. But in the do while, what will happen? First it will execute. Okay, execute the code, then then condition will check. Okay, so this is the main three difference between the types of loops: for loop, while loop, do while loop. First syntax, this syntax, and this syntax. Here three statements should be needed. Here one statement, here also one statement, and here first condition will be checked, then execute will the code. Here first condition will be checked, then the execute the code. Here first will execute the code, then the condition will be checked. Okay, so this is the main difference between for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Okay, so now this whiteboard, just go to the description, you will get this whiteboard if you want to download and want to access it. Okay, and if you want this code also, okay, I will give in the description box of this line of code. I think no need of to give this code because this code is so basic one. Okay, okay, I will not give this code of file because this is so basic one. And if you want a whiteboard of this, so you can go inside, means go to the description, the link will be there, just download it. Okay, and this is for the for loop today. And the next video I am going to make on the topic of the functions in Java. Functions means methods in Java. Okay, so if you like the video, please like it, and subscribe and share to the most of your friends to strong their DSA. Because and the concurrently I am also uploading the video of the DSA problem solvings. Okay, this the loops in Java, functions in Java, what is if and else statement in Java, this making for the revision purpose, which will be used in the DSA concept. Okay, and go to my another playlist, the DSA problems. There are numbers of problems are available. Even if you want to, improve your some specific topics, in some specific topics of the problems like arrays, like DSA arrays problems, like DSA binary search problems, like DSA many problems, like strings problems, just go to my playlist, have the specific topics playlist of problems. Okay, just go and check it if you want, and please share many of the your friends to get help from this code. And if you want to give any kind of feedback, please comment me on the in below the description, below the video, in the comment section. Please comment me on the comment section. And if you want to give the feedback, if you want to give the contact me personally, so go to the description. Here is my Gmail link, Gmail ID is there. Just Gmail me if you want to give the feedback or contact with me. And again, Telegram channel is there if you want to join. You can also contact through my Telegram channel. Okay, thank you for today. It's